Thank you guys for clicking on the video. Man, oh man, we are back with another Philadelphia Flyers GM mode or franchise hockey manager mode video. Just under the floor, or not under the floor, but at the height of the salary cap to make the team's roster. Had to do a lot of wheeling and dealing. I had to trade some bottom tier guys to get draft picks just so we can make the cap, and I had to sign guys for cheaper. Um, the big, I wanted to catch you guys up on the off season outside of they were just, I had to trade again bottom guys for like fourth round picks so that we could free up, we would give up a guy for like 600K for a fourth round pick just to sign a guy in the same position for 550 to meet the trade deadline. Or not the trade deadline, but the salary cap. Excuse me, I can't talk today. The big thing was that I saw out of the offseason, this is probably the biggest trade, or dare I say even move. Just looking through. Well, there were some big things, like John Carlson went to Carolina. That was pretty big. But the thing was, Oshie is going back to St. Louis. So after just one full season under his belt with, you look at how many games he played, just 2 seasons, but one full season of playing in Washington. He is now back on his way to St. Louis, and they gave up Colin Bowman, who's a strong defenseman at 27, maybe the Capitals. They're looking, I think, with letting John Carlson walk. I think they're trying to get better in that regard, in that position. And then they picked up this prospect in the trade, Anton Ox. And I think Sam was for contract reasons because he's 2-star. Nothing really special there. For us, I tried to record all the trades and stuff for you guys, but honestly, I tried to move Sam Gagner. I said Sam Gagner was going to be the target to move. My problem with Sam Gagner was trying to convince a team to take him and then to get someone else that is better than Sam Gagner or cheaper is tough to do. And even in free agency, it was tough to try and find a guy that could meet Sam Gagner and a team that would be willing to take on Sam Gagner's contract. So that was sort of tough. And I spent an hour trying to figure out how are we going to do this, what were we going to do. And so all that to say that the big trade we made, if you've been following the series, it should be a little bit apparent who's not on the roster. We moved, you can see all our movements been pretty active. We traded Del Zotto to Nashville for a first round pick, and we gave up a third and a fourth round for that. But then we later traded. We also took a guy for contract reasons, which was Lewis. We traded Lewis to Anaheim for a fourth round pick. So all in all, we got a first and a fourth for Del Zotto, and we had to give up a third and fourth. So I think having 2 first helps us re-up our farm system. And definitely this offseason, we refocused on getting young people into the farm system. A lot of these guys are guys that are 19, 20, that were on our unsigned draftees list, and we put them in the farm system. Like, look, nothing, a lot of 19, a lot of 20s. So we're recommitted to developing the youth. The big thing in the offseason is, depending on how Nick develops, we'll be looking at a goaltender in the first round because he's a B-level scouted. So these ratings could be not the true story behind him. So, but other than that, I spent a lot of time trying to make moves, and it just didn't pan out. Like, for example, let me take you guys over to Anaheim. We offered Van Reems like $4.5 million for 3 years, which I thought was fairly reasonable. He's 29. He's going to give you offensive numbers. I thought, let's bring him in. So we offered him 4.5. He took less money. He took less money to go to Anaheim than he did to come to us. So Anaheim, I think if he's willing to go to Anaheim over us, I think it shows what they have, coming up and where they are right now. So that is that. Trying to look for in Anaheim. Yep. Okay. So just just going over that type of stuff with you too. I want to show you guys who we drafted. Is it just going to take? Okay. So the first overall draft pick was to Detroit. They took Carl from the NCAA from college hockey. Then next went Ryan. Ryan went to New Jersey. I think he's going to be a great player for them. Jake Wise went, or Weiss, depending on how you say it, I think. He went to Toronto. So Toronto, I think Toronto is going to have, I think they should have a lot of guys coming up. I think they have Marner, Nylander. Oh, and they have Yakupov. Okay. I think in this, I'm pretty sure Austin Matthews went to, yeah, he did. Austin Matthews went to Winnipeg. So Winnipeg now has some, I'm telling you, in a couple of years, it's just like when I took control of them for GM mode. In a couple of years, they still have Bufflin. I trade him away. But anyways, I'm not going to go into that. The other thing, too, I wanted to show you guys was I made some changes to the lines, and because we have some core players that are getting up there. If you look, Couturier is now a half-star better than Giroux. And so what I did with Giroux is I dropped him to second line, especially because he's 30. I want to ease up on his ice time. Seth Jones, I put on the first power play line. I want to try and get him as much ice time as he can. I didn't put him on the PK just because I want to give him a break if he's playing top D pair lines. He doesn't need to be on the ice all the time, but I am a little bit disappointed in Seth Jones's growth so far. I want him to take that next step, and I think points wise, I don't know what to gauge of him. It seems though like he is getting better, but I mean, we only have him for 22 games. So I want to see what he does, and I want to see his growth. You'll look at if you look at his first couple of seasons, I mean, 41 points is the most he's had in his career. So at 24, I really want him to start to take the next jump in his development and really grow, especially we have him at $3 million, and I guarantee you when he comes up after this, he's going to want a lot more money. So we have that backup goalie situation. It's looking all right. I mean, Mason's going to have to carry the load, and Mason still has 4 years left, which I'm not too thrilled at my contract with him. And I think he has a no movement clause. Yes. And so, again, he really handicaps us. We're hoping after this, he has to give us some good years. And so that's pretty much all that happened. I want to show you guys the draft if I can. So I think this year, yeah, this should have our draft. Yeah, this is our draft. So this is what we took. I'm just going to go over these guys really quickly for you guys. Luka, we took a left winger, 6'1", 170. His ratings are pretty good. I mean, for where he's at the age of 18, the scouting says he can be an outstanding player in our league. And I feel like on the left side, we sort of need guys to sort of come through the system. I think the right side's okay, and the left, but I wanted to take a winger. We didn't have a second round pick, so in the third we took Tyler. I think Tyler is going to be a phenomenal player. He's 6'5", 204, two-way forward. His ratings at 18 are all right, middle of the road. But he is a good team player. He has those intangibles, and he has good stamina, and he has good strength on the puck. Face-offs are already at 14, and his scouting, he can be a top player in our league. So if we grow these guys, I think we're going to be all right. Riley Suter, he was a right winger. I wanted to take a right winger at 6'3", a big body guy. Again, team player, good stamina, and he's middle of the road. So it'll be interesting to see where he develops and how far we can get him to go. But he's in the WHL right now. We did take a goalie. We took another center left winger. But outside, I'll show you Kobe. Kobe is 5'9", a small left defenseman, 173. A good player. He isn't known to be dirty, which is good. The thing is defensive play. That's why I looked at his ratings. Stick checking's out of 17. Defensive read is at 14. From gauging at his stats already, he's going to be a defensive defenseman, and he has decent speed at 19. Excuse me. So I look at that speed to really grow, hopefully. I don't know how much, and he has good agility. He doesn't really accelerate well. So how I interpret that is that if he gets caught on the rush flat-footed, he'll get beat. If he's trying to maintain gap control and he steps up, he's not quick enough to get back on. He's not quick enough to get back. So he could lead breakaways. He could give up those type of plays. Odd man rushes a lot. But we'll see. He's only 19. And he has good positioning, he has good stick checking, so I'm not really too concerned. And then I want to show you guys before I end this video, because we're not going to do any simulating. I really just wanted to catch you guys up on the video on where we're at for the draft coming up this year. So far, I like it. We have 2 first-round picks, a second, a third, and 3 fourths. So I like, again, we're going to retool up that farm system, get even more players coming in, and we still have some of these guys to sign. That I'm sort of just, with the money, with the way we are, we can, some of these guys, it's a little bit too late to sign, like Nikita. Well, it's not too late, but at 22, at 22, you would like them already in the farm system. But anyways, these are the guys that we have left. If there's anyone specifically you would like to see, I can let you guys know that. But yeah, so outside of our trades, and we tried to re-sign. The other big thing too that I want to go over with you guys is just these bottom guys that we had to sign. Really, out of the free agent pool, I tried to look at defense. Stick checking at 16, his defensive read isn't right there, but he's playing 4th line Mario. I don't really expect him to really chip in too much. I just need bodies at these bottom 2 lines. McCarron, excuse me. Good thing about him is he can play a little bit of everything. But his defensive ratings decent, physical, speed, stamina. And he may even chip in some goals. You look at his offensive rating, but nothing special. The other big thing, I think I told you guys already, Couturier is bumped up to the first line, 25. He's a better player. Let's hand the torch from Giroux over to Couturier and let Couturier really lead this team. Seth Jones has to step it up. So going into the season, I think, we only made one change, which was bringing up, I should say, is Travis. 22, he's ready to go. He spent enough time in the AHL. I think he can grow if he plays well. His stats are decent. And I think for how much we were paying Del Zotto, it didn't really make sense to keep him. And so he's at 1.1 for 3 years. So that's pretty much where we are. I mean, I don't have too much more to go over in the off season. Again, I tried to make moves, but it was really tough. And coming up in this off season, we have some guys that we really need to sign, like our left defenseman. We also have Cousins coming up. He's been good. Scott Lawton, he's getting better. I'm sure he's gonna want more money. Simmons is up. What do we do about Simmons? I would imagine he's going to want a bump in pay. Do we let him go? Do we let him walk and try and fill that void someplace else? There are a lot of questions facing this team, but the good news for us is we look at the NHL preview that came out, and it's led by us. It says, with the National Hockey League season about to get underway, the early Stanley Cup favorites appear to be Philadelphia, led by Sean Couturier. General Manager Sully Tap has built a squad that will be the team to beat this year. They can expect challenges from New York Islanders and Pittsburgh. Dark horse is Montreal. And that's pretty much us in the season preview. The interesting thing to note is that the Islanders, let's check them out, as last year they knocked us off our pedestal, and they are still stronger than ever. I look at their lines, I think they're going to be a tough team to beat. I mean, it's going to be interesting how they perform, but Halak is actually creeping up on quite a few of... he has the chance to be the all-time shutout leader as a goaltender. I don't think he's going to catch wins anytime soon. But that's pretty much it. But Halak has a chance to etch his name into some Islander history in this season. So let's. I'm going to leave it here. We're starting out a back-to-back against St. Louis. One at Philadelphia at Wells Fargo Center, and then back on the road. So, yeah, I'll leave it here, guys. Like I said, I can upload the video, but I really did try to make some moves to this team. But free agency, the problem with trading guys away and then going into free agency is it's not a guarantee that you're going to sign these players. And, the problem that I think we faced last season is the bottom tier. Did we really address the bottom tier? No, we really didn't. We kept it the exact same. We switched out the fourth line except Nick Cousins, but I'm not going to put... You can't put a series... They won 3 straight games against us, and we lost in a game 7. Do you really blame the whole fourth line for that? It's got to be we were scoring well. We were playing well against the Islanders in that series. And I just think it's a tad bit... It's not unfair, but it's just tough because we really don't have... I think after this season will be the time, depending on how this season goes. You look at the playoffs, we lost 4-3 that year. New York definitely earned the championship. Winnipeg went to the Western Conference. St. Louis, they were a playoff team. It'll be interesting to see how they do right off the bat, 2 games against them. But the big thing for us going into the season is just how it plays out. How does this season play out? Because we have some pieces that are going to be huge, and we have some money coming off. Gagne probably is not going to be re-signed. He'll probably be let go. Simmons is going to be the huge question mark. Do we bring back Simmons? Because again, the thing is that Simmons, I start seeing him at 30, he's still a good player. And he's great at screening and doing all these things. But I'm just thinking for second line minutes for Giroux and Johansson, both players are sort of, they can shoot and score, but I see them as passers first. I mean, I know Giroux is offensively gifted, but if you put someone like Simmons with Giroux and Johansson doesn't have strong shooting tendencies, in my opinion. He's more of a passer. And so if he's facilitating, who is he facilitating to? Giroux is the only option. Simmons is more of a screen, traffic. He can shoot, but clearly from Simmons' stats, he is a guy that you want to set up, screen the net. You want him to get physical. His shooting, he can snipe it, but his range is all right. So in his stats, if you look at career-wise, he hit 30 goals or 29, and he's flirted with 30, but then he dropped off to 16 and 17. Now, that may be because I think I took him off the power play. I don't know for sure. But either way, it's just something to be mindful of heading into this season. What are we going to do with Wayne Simmons? And I think if we win a cup, we can sort of look at that. But if we struggle to get it in the playoffs, some drastic changes I think need to be done, because we can't afford hiccups. So the team is too good. It's built too well, in my opinion. I mean, back-to-back President's trophies, Stanley Cup final. I mean, we want to re-up and get right back there and play great Flyer hockey. So I will leave it here. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I tried to make some changes. I really did. But it was tough. Teams, especially with Sam Gagner, even Del Zotto. I didn't want to take a player back for Del Zotto. But even trying to get a first for him we had to add on to it. And the players that we want to move just aren't really good enough anymore to warrant teams taking them on without giving something up or getting something in return. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.